you hear me?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you. How's your day?
Yeah, no trades for today actually.
I'm just
I
taking some
didn't
small
commit any
scalps
entries.
based on what I was showing you guys earlier with the thing. I took gold long, I took AUD USD long. Gold's already 20 pips in profit and counting. Overall TP is at about 144 pips, so I think it can hit it all in all. Hey Ivan, super, we got you. Now I'm recording this
Okay.
session because it might help somebody else. Let's
Okay.
let's kick off everything with what I told you to write down. Give it to me. Hit me.
That's holding the trade, which is running in profit while watching the charts, because every time I get an entry on based on a swing trade or something like that.
Okay.
It was a higher time frame, right? So I have to wait for it to take profit rate, which is like hours away. So when I'm sitting in front of the charts and I'm looking at the charts or I'm staring at it, I always see some disturbances with that. I see like it may reverse that FOMO thing, you know.
Yeah, I got you.
That's one. So yeah, you can answer that, and I will say the second one.
Okay, so give me an example of what you're talking about.
Like
A recent
what?
real example.
Yeah, like I shared you like the silver chart I'm looking at, right? That the 1 hour approach, and I was like short in it. But you made a video uh, saying it is not in it is bullish, so it can reverse up. So
Yeah.
I think after that I'm seeing that video. I'm looking at the charts. I see everything is like okay, it's favorable to you. So I may be wrong with that position. So I closed it up with that making what higher lows in the slower time frame. But
Yeah.
it didn't actually on the
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always main thing is always stick to your own analysis, and if you see something wrong, because you know what you're doing already, if you
Yeah.
see something wrong, then act on it, because you were in the trade before me. You know, you had your reasons to get into it.
Yeah.
But look, quite a bit will change with the adding on to these DCs. I think that they actually help a lot. If we connect them to the fibs, we actually now have a pretty solid identifier for trades. Like look at this one here. This is gold. You don't know when to get in, right? For the longs, but we already got our confirmations clear. One sec, let me just fix everything up. 5, we're gonna go to 3 for the 4-hour chart, I think. Yeah, 3 is good for the 4-hour chart. 3. Generally, main thing, and this is the main thing, always stick to your own guns. Okay, don't listen to anybody else's analysis. Stick to your own thing, because you already know what you're doing, Pranish. You got this. You know the system. You've been doing this for a long time. You know what you're doing. If I release a trade or anybody else releases a trade that contradicts this, we need to have a very open. How can I put this? We need to be very open to listening to negative things about our own analysis. I'm long gold. The main thing I want from this community is to prove me wrong. You understand? You want to challenge the smartest person in the room every single time. Okay? So if you are opening a trade and you are short on gold now and somebody else is long on gold now, talk about it. Don't just act on it. Talk about it. Why? The most important question that you can ever ask yourself and anybody else is, how do you know? Okay, this question kills off, because most of us, we are acting on our own bias. We're all taking action based on our internal policies, procedures, and blah blah blah. All of those things connected make us act on our decisions. What we're trying to do is to make those decisions as more constructive and as more strong and as more united together, more than anything else. It's not I am a better trader than you. It's how are we going to become better traders together? So this is why we all need to have a very open mindset and very talk to each other in a way that's nobody should ever get offended.
Yeah.
So if I'm opening a trade and I'm long gold and you say, hey, that doesn't look good, the main question that should come from me is not like, no, I'm right. It's, why are you saying this? Tell me more. Show me more.
Yeah.
That way we become stronger as a unit, because the whole point of prime traders is for us to turn this into a prop firm, and for all of us to trade for a living and enjoy our lives and do what we want to be doing with our lives,
Yep.
So like let's take into account, let's do a little bit, just a little bit of education when it comes to the charts. You can clearly see that we are using 21 never broke, right? We never closed below 21. We have our first crossover of the two DCs occurring right here. We are above 50, right? So the system should have executed here. If we didn't even have this, we already have a higher low, right? We got top, we got bottom, and what do we have? 54.61, right? We already have a primed entry here, right there. There it is. There's a higher low right there. But now, because I've added the second layer of the DC, that's actually going to help increase the conviction of us executing a specific position. In terms of mindset, like FOMO, did you say FOMO? Was it FOMO? No, it wasn't FOMO. It was.
Actually, yeah, it was. I was okay with that little profit, but I'm missing out the large profit. I fear that would reverse and hit my stop loss like that.
And what are you entering the trades on? 4 hour, 1 hour, ticks? What is it?
Actually, I'm looking for an opportunity at 4 hour and entering it in 15 minutes with the confirmation of two moving averages crossover like that.
Okay, so main thing here is, if you're looking at an analysis on the 4 hour like this here, this is indicating that there is a very high chance that we could, since we are in an uptrend, right? Look, we are in an uptrend. Look at the lows and the highs, low, high, low, high, low. So this is showing that gold could break out the 1800 and continue upwards, right? Okay. This is what it's saying. Of course, it can stop somewhere here and completely change trend. When you're checking something on the 4 hour and you want to execute on the 15 minute, you shouldn't look at the 15 minute again once you're entering, because what's going to happen? The main thing that's going to happen is that 15-minute chart is probably going to give you multiple times throughout your down move. Yeah. Let's say you want to short gold up here, okay? You have all the reasons to do so. Let's do this 1 sec. You want to short gold, let's say here. Let's do this. Top, bottom, right? Valid fib entry, correct?
Yep.
Oh, fuck's sakes, man. We got a valid fib entry, correct? RSI is clearly hitting like 80 something here, 80 something. Okay, it would have been a valid entry. And let's say you want to get into this. Super. You get into this, and as you're looking at it on the 4 hour, it's going to make sense. Why is it going to make sense? Because first of all, you're making a lower high here. Then, of course, you're breaking down the support. We also see that we have a trend line coming from this angle here, which we acted as a support here, made a second lower high, potential re-entry. But if you're looking at this on the 15-minute, this whole thing here, you're going to get constant reasons to get out of your trade and go long. Yep. Very important. If you want to trade the 4 hour, is your analysis coming from the 4 hour? Stick to your guns on the 4 hour until proven wrong on the 4 hour. So everything you should be doing on the 15-minute or 10 or 1,000 ticks or whatever you're using on the shorter time frame should the only thing you should be looking for there is, how am I going to add on to my short on the 4 hour? If your analysis is coming from the 4 hour, until the 4 hour doesn't tell you that's it, the 15-minute should only be telling you sell more, sell more, sell more, not buy, not close. The 4 hour is your guide. Focus on it. That's it.
You know, the every large profits like yesterday's AUDJPY, then the tax move, that was the entry only. I just took my entry and closed my systems. I went for a sleep and I came back. It was in a good profit. But when I sit here and staring at the charts, looking at the trades, I would have closed it earlier. I know that's what my problem is. Okay, well, I gave you the best solution I can give you is that. Okay. What I told you. Try to apply it. I'm going to make a training for that too. 1 sec. I'm just writing it down. Okay. 1 sec. Okay. So, like I said, 4 hour chart is your guide. If you're going to trade that way, sure. The main thing is, the first thing you decide is, how am I going to trade?
right? What am I
Yeah.
doing? If you want to trade the 15-minute, forget about the 4-hour. Then
Okay.
you're looking at quicker profits, quicker exits, more activity, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
But if you're looking,
that's what my second point is. Because I'm used to swing trade now these days, but it's not sure I'm getting a opportunity every time. You know, I have to like wait for days to come by with 4-hour chart. So with the scalping approach, I try to do that. I just start losing with that scalping.
yeah,
I don't know why. Because I want to figure out any other strategy or something like that. I don't know
okay.
actually.
I'll help you out. Let me just check. Let me just check the messages from Ivan.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're saying in this case that bullish candle is a breakout. You're talking about here breaking out of this. You're talking about, I guess, price action. Let me just check. You sent yes, yes. It's a valid breakout and a retest. So if
Hey
you check,
guys,
hey Marcus
Hey,
Aurelius,
Mark.
the first. So here, yes, you have a breakout of this angle here. You got 21 holding, you got a higher low, all of the reasons. Of course, now we have the addition of the crossover. And here you have a retest of that area. Okay. Now, if you look at the short-term time frames, so I'm gonna put in one more chart here. And here we're going to be using a short-term time frame on gold. Let's go to gold. And we're gonna go down to, let's say, the 10-minute. Let's clean this up. The retest that you're seeing here, this pullback, look at my crosshair. You see? The crosshair is on both charts. That pullback is this over here. Top, bottom, look, 21, 30, 38. So that pullback is this. Furthermore, you also have this previous resistance, which acting as a support. You can clearly see that. So again, if you're trading the 4-hour chart, and this goes for everyone. If you're trading, let's say I'm trading an analysis on the 4-hour chart, which is this gold long, the only purpose that the short-term chart should serve is not to tell me, oh, I should take a profit. No, the 4-hour chart should tell me I should take a profit. This one here should just tell me buy. So add on here. Now, the only thing I'm doing here, the only concentrated attention I'm focusing on this 10-minute chart is when do I buy more? How do we do that? We can add on indicators, we can add on fibs, we can add on a million things. Generally, we want the fibs. So right now, there is nothing here. There's no reason to add on. The stupidest thing you can do right now is buy more because you don't have a valid entry. You enter the valid entry. You enter the valid entry on the first trade, like let's say on that pullback, let's say here, cool. The next thing you're doing on this chart here, let's add on the DC. Let's add on the 15. Let's remove this. And let's keep the rest okay, like this white one, and that's it. So the only thing that right now that we should be looking at here is these pullbacks. Since we already have a definition that this could be going up, everything we're doing on this short-term chart is for the purpose of entering other positions. And we can find that many, many times. One, right? We got another one here. Ay, come on. You know, that's two already, right? That's two. Now we're waiting for a third one. Every pullback becomes an opportunity to add on. The only purpose the short-term chart should serve is for us to add on, compound, and overall manage the trade, but not to get out. You want to get out on the 4. You want to find your levels. On the 4, you want to find rejections, candles, blah, blah, blah. Your 4-hour serves as your guide of everything. This one only serves to compound, not to reverse the trade and start selling.
Understood.
but it can be harder when you compound. So, I mean, because I understand that those compoundings will turn red maybe at some point. So, if you're not, well, if you find it struggling, maybe you can first wait. Yeah, well, not compound yet until you manage or master the when to get out on the entry charge.
Yeah, it all comes down to two very important questions. Every one of you should answer these two questions internally for yourself. Am I more of conservative, moderate, or aggressive trader? Who am I? Can I handle risk? And how well do I handle risk? In this case, Pranesh, your balance is not massive, meaning you don't compound like crazy until your balance doesn't grow.
Yeah.
Your management of risk doesn't grow. And what do I mean by management of risk? I don't mean any kind of special skills. I mean internal, mental, purely mental aspects. Because I can handle this. I can open a million of them, and I can even use higher exposure. I'm trading for a long time. I've done this already, you know.
Yeah.
But from your side, you know, focus on the main aspects, you know. And how quick do you want to be out of the trade? Can you wait 7-8 days?
Like me.
Yeah. Another thing, and this is a very important thing. If you go to sleep and you can't fall asleep because you're worried the trade will reverse, highly recommend close it so you can get a good night's sleep and you don't jump out of your bed the first thing in the morning and check your trades. Because
Or lock it.
if you do that, jump on your trades straight away and start checking, I promise you, you're going to be high up on FOMO, on fear, on greed, on all of these negative aspects that they're not going to serve any good for you. They're not going to help you, you know. So
You also have to think like, what if it goes wrong? What will happen? I mean, in my case, if my Australian dollar would turn before, while I'm sleeping, I still would have been profitable. So
yeah.
in my case, I should have. I wasn't worried about it that much, but you have to have it all straight to have that calm mindset. You know, you have to know that you're even if it goes the other way around, that you are safe.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So next one is like identifying pullbacks and reversals. I should be able to differentiate between these two, but yeah, sometimes I fail with that. Do you have anything for that?
For what?
Differentiate between pullbacks and reversals. I mean, complete trend reversal.
That's technical, purely technical from my aspect. You just watch the technicals and of course understand the fundamentals.
Yeah.
I personally do, for example, I use the middle DC a lot. And when I see, for example, in this bullish trend, when the price is moving down and then going up and then makes a high below the middle DC, like rejecting the middle DC, that's for me a big get out of the trade, for example, red flag. And another one is when I see a retracement on the 4 hour, when I swing and I enter, and then later on I see a new retracement, I move my SL to the new SL of the next trade of both.
Yeah.
So when it hits SL of those both, then I'm out. Then I see it as a reversal. Then that's over. Then I will wait for a new opportunity. That's how I do it at the moment. So when your SL hits, then it also probably means that the trend is over. At least your entry rules are not valid anymore. Okay. That's how I apply it. That's why I have at the moment. I hope it helps.
So the next one is like there's a question like this. You know, you have never seen this asset. You have never actually analyzed it, but you have your checklist taken on your entry checklist. So it all comes up in line. Will you take it or not?
Yes, absolutely. But that's my personal way of trading. I will take the trade if it hits fibs, pure and simple. I'm only going to enter on the fibs. You need a definite entry. Every system needs a definite entry. And when I say definite entry, I mean you need to take it into, the system shouldn't be called a trading system. It should be called a mechanical trading system. That means you're putting mechanics into the mix. For example, a car doesn't start driving itself until somebody doesn't press gas, whether that's a robot like a Tesla or a human being in a Mercedes pressing the gas pedal. It also shouldn't stop until you don't let go of the gas, which would take some time for it to stop, or press the stop, right? The door shouldn't open until there is a reason for it to open. So think of it like this. Let's say now, there is no reason for me to add on to gold. No reason. Aside from me thinking, oh, there is a rejection candle, blah, blah, blah. If we start thinking this way, that's not a mechanical system. A mechanical system is there is a pullback, there are reasons for me to enter, which are here, indicating that this could be a bullish reversal or a trend, a bullish trend continuation, since the lows and the highs are moving up. No matter of the sell-off, there is still a chance that this could continue upwards. We are breaking a current resistance or support, resistance turned support, which we already used, and everything else should be directed by my fibs again. Now, here's the hard part. Most people want to sit down and they want to trade. You need to determine what and how are you going to be trading. The first thing is the how. Once we answer the how, which is, okay, I'm going to use the 4-hour chart to find what I'm going to trade, and then I'm going to go to the lower time frame, and everything I do here should be directed in that move, which is towards the upside, and not try to trade VS this trend. If now we come to a level of here, I do this and I do this, for example, and now we're coming to 38 and we're witnessing proper rejections, and I see here reasons to get out. Sure, let's get out. But I shouldn't trade VS this trade, which VS means versus, like against this trend. Everything I should do on this chart should be purely for only one reason: to continue buying this. That's the way I trade. I like to make money when I trade. I like to make good money when I trade, and I prefer to make that money quicker rather than wait 15, 20, 30, 40 days, months, weeks. I prefer to make that money in the next 1 to 3 days max, or even preferably, ideally, right now and today.
And also because our TPs are always above the previous high, you can't really trade against the trend because you will never hit that TP. So it's very important to not trade against the trend because the way we trade.
Yeah. This is what I suggest to you, Pranesh. Do that, Get your overall view.
Any asset that just ticks all my entry checklist, I should enter it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And also accept that you're too late sometimes.
Absolutely.
Not
late entries, no good. Early entries, no good.
Yes. When the prices are already moving from the fibs, accept that you're too late and just wait for next opportunity. Don't enter like, oh, it's still near the fibs kinda, because you will risk more.
Yeah.
It fucks up everything. Only enter
and
the fibs.
stop loss. And stop loss really matters to me. Where I should. I'm always coming in a confusing state, like where I should place my stop loss. What if it hits, and why won't I enter the next time at the same trade, at the same setup, once the stop loss is hit?
Well, it's up to you. You can try several things. I personally have my SL on the 15 value. You can try it out, and maybe it's something for you. Maybe it doesn't work. For example, Dennis has on his day trading, I believe, 10, right? Value 10 or not?
Which one?
When you're using your day trading, your SL, you have 10 value, right? Or you use
on the day trading, yes, 10.
Yeah. Well, so it's up to you, Panesh, but then you can try one value for a day or week, depending on what style you're
Look, if it breaks 21, it's usually finished, but also there could be spikes, right? Not spikes.
Yes.
There is so many factors that can come into play. The point is, let's say your SL is here, which is roughly around the 10, 15. Let's say somewhere here is your SL. Yeah. Let's say you get stopped out and the price starts going up. I would re-enter straight away and then put my SL back there again. If I get stopped out again and it starts going back up again, I'll do it again. Because I'm not looking for a pretty track record. I'm just looking to make
that's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Right. But now, if you fuck up and you see this and you enter here, believe me, there is a chance that it's going to come down. There's always that chance. This is the point. One of the main things when it comes to mindset, it's all about probabilities. 1,000,001 things can happen to each and every trade. Every trade is different. That shouldn't instill fear in you, but it should instill a lot of fear in you to enter late and to enter early. The one thing you have is time. If you need to go out of the house, set a pending order, get out of the house. But don't enter late, don't enter early. You need to go to work, you need to go to school, you need to go to take a shit, you need to do whatever you need to do. Boom, pending order. Set the pending order. And that's it. Where you set the pending order, that depends on the trade, that depends on many factors. And that depends specifically on what you're focusing on right now. For example, I'll give you an example. There is an aggressive rise on gold. Let's pay attention to price action. 1, 2, 3, nice big candles. Look at the crosshair. That's here, meaning right here. You see? So that means that the fourth candle, this one here, that's coming out green, there was a pullback. So let's say you start seeing this red, but you need to go, okay, and it's not at the fibs. I would go as far as setting it at 54.61 because this is a strong bullish move, but I would also split it most likely to 38 and let's say 61. So if I have 0.1 to open, 0.05 at one, 0.05 at the other, because you will always find another entry, especially let's say you keep your analysis on the 4. Look at this. All I need to do is go down 2 minutes. Boom. Now I've got more fibs. If you're looking to enter a trade, you can always find a reason to do so, but it should always be at the fibs and it should always be at the pullback. You see, on the 10-minute, I didn't have this, right? Let's say I can do it from here or I can do it from here. I didn't have this on the 10 minutes. So now let's get into an example. I'm looking at this. I would re-enter and I'm going to do it. Why? Because we're still within the fibs. We rejected these fibs. We're still in an uptrend. So I'm going to add on to this trade. Comprende?
Yeah.
I just did.
But don't do it too soon. I mean, Dennis is pretty far in his way of trading, and now
I
it's adding
executed
on again.
and I'm putting on a stop loss here or a stop loss below this. Depends. Completely depends. But what I'm saying is the main example, what I'm saying is you can absolutely always find an entry. But again, main thing that you need to understand, and all of you need to understand this, is if you want to trade the 4-hour, you should not make trading decisions or exit decisions on this here.
Yeah.
Your exit decision comes right there. The only purpose this chart should focus on, the minute, 5, 10, 15 ticks, whatever, the only purpose it should serve is adding on.
Yeah. Understood.
You got it? Now,
Yeah.
what else do we have?
Nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
I got my.
You can and in case that's a good thing about 4-hour. If you're trading the 4-hour, you can always drop your chart in the group.
Yeah, this is one very important thing, guys. We need to share much more charts. Mark, you weren't here. You can watch it in the recording, or I'll just tell you now. What I want from everyone is I don't want people that agree with me to be around me. I want people who are going to challenge my views, my analysis, my decisions. And everybody, every one of us should accept those critics, not critics, just questions. When somebody's short something, I want to see people ask why more often, not, oh, wow, great trade. You know, why? I want to know why. You know, that way we become extremely strong together. Pranesh, I'm going to give you, maybe I can't.
That's why I always want to see charts.
I'm going to give you remote control of my screen. Let's go on the 4-hour chart. Let's go to another asset. And I'm going to give you remote access to my. Okay, you're in. You got remote access to my screen here. Can you try to move things around? Can you press on things? There you go. Okay, go to another asset. And let's do some analysis.
I didn't know this was possible.
I didn't know either. I was gonna give him the.
Yeah.
And then I saw remote access. I'm like, oh wow, nice.
Okay.
This one?
You guys can suggest me anything, please.
No, I want you to find something. Let's go on Euro GBP. Let's go to the next one. I got you. I'll press space and it's gonna go. Okay. Delete everything here. Press the delete button down. I'll do it. Okay, you do it.
On the left. On the left.
There.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Here, what I see is.
Don't look at the major view. You don't have to look at the major view. Focus on what you see on the last couple of plays. That's it.
Yeah. So I see is we have a break here.
But this is done. Forget about this. Don't look at this. Let's focus on the current views. What do you think is happening here? Forget about the past. The past is irrelevant right now. The only thing in the past that's relevant is key levels.
And also we are looking at the 4 hours, so it takes way too long to get there.
Oh, we're running out in 10 minutes, guys.
Again.
Yeah, I'll pay for it later. Sorry, I moved your mouse. Go on, continue. Drag everything up. You got 10 minutes.
Put pressure. Put
Okay,
pressure on
okay.
him.
Okay. You see, I here see a double like a triple bottom or something. Maybe head and shoulders inverted, and it was and it has a double top also. We have a breakout.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and we are at 54 now. I would go for a shorter time frame, smaller time frame, and I
Okay,
would
let's
see-
open 1 sec. Let's open it. 1 sec. I'll open
Yeah.
it. Okay, you got both of them. But 1 sec, I want to show you something else. This here, you see this?
Yep.
This was a pretty interesting part of the market in the recent past. Why? Because a lot of money came into the markets at this level. So
I see.
very quickly, if this doesn't break, there is a high chance it's going to drop. But if it breaks, there is a very high chance this trend can go all the way back up to the next zone. Also use volume profile fixed range. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, here on the shorter time frame, and we see the lower high. So then I would enter at the next pips, like 54 or 38.2.
You would want to go short here, yeah?
Yeah.
So now what do? We wait. This is a 2-minute chart on the right. You want to go to a 10 or 15 or something?
I prefer 15, please.
It makes it difficult for you.
What do you see now?
I see a double top here. I would wait for this support.
Yeah, move the mouse, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I would wait for this support to break out.
What would you do if we form a higher low now? If we start forming a higher low?
I would see. I would wait for another confirmation. I would wait for a 38.2 or something.
Let's say this
Or-
turns completely bullish, like it starts turning bullish. How would you want to enter? Would you enter now at the fibs? Let me show you. Would you want to enter now from this high to this low? If this holds, let's
No,
add-
actually, I won't, because the overall trend is like downtrend, and we broke that uptrend and we came, and I think it's just a pullback.
Okay.
I will not go long on this chart, actually.
You would not look to go long at all.
No,
What would have to happen for you to go long?
I should see a complete reversal, like above 21, something like that.
Okay, so you would.
this is what I see with 4-hour chart, but I was asking you to look at the shorter time frame impact. So not all the times I'm going to find setups in 4-hour chart. I want to look trades in like for scalping also. I have to open it for 2 or 3 hours and I have to close it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
We have another 6 minutes, so we got time. So what do you want to go over a bit of education on short-term trading, or what? Is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
I need short-term trading. I want a nice strategy to scalp, something like that.
Ugh, excuse me, I'm yawning. Connecting the 4-hour to the short term actually helps a lot. So in this case, we know that we're at a very important level, okay? We know that we're at a very important level. What could happen here is we don't know. But the main thing is that these lows and these highs, if we check here, are quite extended, right? We got low, we got high, right? We got higher low, we got high, right? But the structure and the plays, remember the plays, I've been telling you guys this for a long time. The plays, this plays, they come from here. So this move continued from up here. We're already using, by the way, the 61.8, right? We already used it because the top is up here, right? And then the market came down right to 61.8. So this structure is already holding a potential bullish play. Correct?
Okay.
It's already holding a potential bullish play. Will it break out? We don't know, because we're now starting to see potential signs of weakness, right? We got we got a nice little, what's it called? Double top over here.
Oh.
Regarding the day trading, I'm going to make a course for it today. Actually, that's the whole purpose. I'm going to have it finished by about 6:30 p.m. I'm going to record everything, but it won't go over mindset and blah blah blah. It will be full on hands-on trading, and full on charts and previous trades that I've taken over the last couple of months, going over all of that, and that's pretty much it. So I'll make a video for that later. For now, I would highly suggest that you do this and focus on the 4-hour. 1 sec. Focus on the 4 hour together with the short term. Try to trade with momentum always. Don't try to predict the reversal. So here we have a bearish trend, right? But if you're trying, look, if you want to be trading short term, 15 minutes is too high. It's too high. 5 and below. 5 and below. You want to trade short term, I would even go, 2 minutes. 2 minutes is more than enough to trade short term. Like here, look. Why is the 4 hour chart helping us? We know that there is a beautiful little trend line right here that has broken out, correct?
Yeah.
So if we look at this 2 minute chart, you focus on basic price action. If you want to write this down, write it down. Basic price action is your guide. We got a low, we got a high, we got a new high, right? What you're waiting for is the next pullback. Boom, boom, 54.61, RSI is down, beautiful. The lows are holding, right? The way you're going to set your take profit is very simple. You know this already. Boom, and boom, and boom. Right? And now these are your profits. 1, 1, 2, 3, 6, and 1618. Ideally, you want to try and go for 1618. But when you already have a profit, you can always just lock it in and just move on to the next one,
Yeah.
Compounding is very simple. Check this out. We got this low, RSI is down, right? The next higher low, RSI is already down. What did the fib say? 21 is holding, 30 is holding, right? There's another entry. So just find what can be active for short-term trading. Find what can be active 5 minutes and below. Specifically, I would suggest you stick to 2 minutes, even 1 minute. You want to really trade short-term and quick. This is where the professional day traders trade. 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Okay. So on the ticks based one,
Ticks,
where I can trade it. Yeah.
100, you can go on 100. You don't have to go on the ticks. You can just stick to the 2 minute, 1 minute. It's fine.
Okay.
I like the 2 minute. I made a lot of money trading the 2 minute charts.
Okay.
2 minute charts
that's
are pretty good. Okay, we got 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Any questions?
Yeah, I cleared all my doubts. Thank you, Dennis. Really.
I want you to, but I really want you to start shooting out charts. You gotta be busy.
I will actually. Yeah.
Yeah, even the short term ones. Just grab out the snipping tool. And just snip away. Boom, and say, what do you guys think will happen here? This is the GBP USD 2 minute chart. Who has time will always check it and decide. Like here, look at this now. We're holding the support. RSI is pretty much down. There is a good chance it could hold. Keeping in mind though, that we are breaking out of a resistance, but we're still holding a very strong lower highs so far. The good thing is we have a very nice indecision candle right here. So this could actually work out to the upside. So let's get the fibs. Always enter on the fibs. Just remember what I told you, mechanical. You want to be as mechanical as possible. Not as possible, just fully mechanical, It's only fibs, Here, 61, RSI is down. Worth a try. You can always set your SL in the middle or just below 54. If you get stopped out, you can always re-enter. By keeping your stops tight and, a couple of pips, in this case, I think your SL is like 2-3 pips. 7 in this case, let's say about 6. You're not going to get hurt real bad. But even from there to here, your risk reward is pretty good. 1 to 5, right? Correct?
Yeah.
You see? So by doing this 2 times, now you can afford to not to make a mistake, but take a loss. No room for mistakes, but room for losses. And that's totally fine and normal. Losses are totally cool. They happen all the time. But mistakes, no. Mistakes shouldn't be repeated. Like not entering at the fibs is a mistake, and that mistake shouldn't be repeated. Anyway, we got less than a minute. We're done. I'll share the recording soon. I'm gonna go chill a little bit, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah. Thank you, Dennis.
Most welcome. See you guys
Bye-bye.
soon.
Yeah.
Bye.